Good afternoon, students. So, in the last class, we discussed regarding this particular anapleursis and catapleursis reaction of this TCA cycle. Now, today, let us move on to the PDH complex, that is pyruvate dehydrogenase. It is acting as a multi-enzyme complex where we have come across this enzyme in the reaction, first reaction before entering into the mitochondria, that is pyruvate to acetyl CoA formation, right? So this under aerobic condition, as we have already seen, this pyruvate is getting converted to acetyl CoA, which which is going to enter the TCA cycle to be oxidized to carbon dioxide molecule, where the ATP is generated. And what we have seen, the formation of pyruvate in the cytoplasm. So this is going to happen, this particular reaction in the cytoplasm itself. Once after the formation of acetyl CoA, then it is going to be transported into the mitochondria by the pyruvate transporter, right? So this is going to be transported into the mitochondria by the pyruvate transporter. So we can see this, how this particular pyruvate dehydrogenase multi-enzyme complex is going to happen in the this mitochondrial matrix. So uh, inside the mitochondria, so this pyruvate is going to be oxidatively decarboxylated to acetyl CoA by this mechanism, that is a mechanism of action of this enzyme, that is pyruvate dehydrogenase. So this is a multi-enzyme complex with the cofactors, five coenzymes are the cofactors and three apoenzymes it involves. So which are all the five cofactors or the coenzymes which are required are thymine pyrophosphate coenzyme A and the FAD molecule, as well as NAD plus and the lipomide moiety. And the three apoenzymes which required here are the particular apoenzymes which are required here are pyruvate dehydrogenase, which is acting as an apoenzyme, pyruvate dehydrogenase complex, that is called as E1, dihydrolipoyl transacetylase, that is called E2, and dihydrolipoyl dehydrogenase, that is called as E3. So E1, E2, E3, these are the three apoenzymes in this particular mechanism of this pyruvate dehydrogenase enzyme complex, which require these five cofactors and three apoenzymes. So this first apoenzyme, that is pyruvate dehydrogenase enzyme 1. So this is mainly involved in the catalyzing oxidative decarboxylation mechanism. It requires TPP, as you all know. So this thymine pyrophosphate, which is the TPP thymine, which is a B complex enzyme. So B complex group, that is B complex group, that is a vitamin which is essential for the utilization of the pyruvate molecule. Right? The two carbon atoms which are present in that, which are remain attached to this enzyme, that is by a particular enzyme, that is pyruvate dehydrogenase, to form that is attached to that particular enzyme as a hydroxyethyl TPP. So further, this second enzyme, that is a dihydrolipoyl transacetylase, so this is mainly involved in the carrying out this hydroxyethyl group, which is going to be further oxidized to form an acetyl group, and then it is transferred from TPP to the lipomide to form a acetyl lipomide. Understanding is further oxidized to form the acetyl group, and then it is going to be transferred from the TPP to a lipomide to form acetyl lipomide. So the third enzyme, that is dihydrolipoyl dehydrogenase, that is enzyme 3. So this last step in the particular involves, it is the oxidation of the lipomide at the where the oxidation of the lipomide is going to happen. At the end of this reaction, you can see at the end of the reaction we can make out the cofactors which are required, that is TPP, lipomide, and as well as FAD, which are going to be regenerated further, right? You can see that TPP, lipomide and FAD are going to be regenerated. So this FADH2, which is involved in the transferring the reducing equivalent to the NAD plus to give NADH plus H plus. So which can further persist, which can pass through the ETC, that is electron transport chain, which is involved in the synthesis of 3 ATP molecules. So these ATP from the particular 2 ATP from the this one molecule of the ATP, which is going to be produced from the 2 moles of the pyruvate. Almost 2 ATP molecules are going to be produced from this oxidation of this particular glucose molecule through the oxidative phosphorylation reaction we have seen in our glycolysis. So you can see this mechanism, right? So this pyruvate dehydrogenase mechanism, what I have explained just now. So formation of hydroxyethyl TPP. So further the transfer of this acetyl group is going to happen here, and further it will be it is involved in the oxidation of this lipoic acid to oxidized form of the lipoic acid, and reduced form. Further this reduced form to oxidized form, the transfer of the acetyl group which is going to happen, which is involved with this lipomide moiety. And then further in the dehydrogenase mechanism, so in the conversion of the reduced form to the oxidized form of the lipoic acid back, so this FAD molecule is involved, which forms FADH2. This is going to be transferred to say NAD plus to synthesize NADH plus H plus. So this is how the mechanism which is going to happen. So same like PDH, you can see alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase multi-enzyme. It is also acting as a multi-enzyme complex. So it is it also contains the 5 coenzymes and the cofactors. So it brings about the oxidative decarboxylation of this alpha ketoglutarate to succinyl CoA, what we have seen in the TCA cycle. Once after the formation of isocitrate to alpha ketoglutarate, then alpha ketoglutarate to succinyl CoA, you can see this enzyme involvement, alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. So this enzyme and PDH will also be inhibited by another one inhibitor, that is arsenic, which is going to act as a that we can call it as arsenic poisoning. So this enzyme PDH and alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase can also be inhibited by this arsenate molecule. What it does, it will go and bind to this thiol group of this lipoic acid moiety, and it makes unavailable to act as a cofactor for the reaction to carry out, right? So it will inhibit, or it will make unavailable for the cofactor to involve in this mechanism of the reaction. So coming for this regulation of the PDH, how this is going to be regulated. So this PDH complex is a very good example which we can see here, which will be inhibited by the end product inhibition, as we have seen, that is acetyl CoA and the NADH, which are going to act as an inhibitor of this enzyme PDH, that is the pyruvate dehydrogenase multi-enzyme complex. And this can also be regulated mainly by the phosphorylation and dephosphorylation reaction, that is nothing but conversion of active form to the inactive form, that is dephosphoenzyme to the phosphoenzyme. And we can also see this PDH activity can also be promoted by the phosphatase, that PDH phosphatase activity can also be promoted by the calcium ions and as well as magnesium ions, and also insulin level, which will be in the adipose tissues, right? So this how the regulation of this PDH you can make out here. PDH complex which is in the active form, there is dephosphoenzyme. Further it is getting converted to inactive form of the enzyme PDH complex, that is a phosphoenzyme. So this PDH kinase is involved, that is pyruvate dehydrogenase enzyme, that is kinase, which is involved in the conversion of active form, that is dephosphoenzyme, to the inactive form phosphoenzyme. This will be promoted by the getting activated by the activator molecules, so that is ATP, NADH and acetyl CoA. These are going to activate or stimulate this PDH kinase to involve in the conversion of active to the inactive form. That means they are acting as a activator of this PDH kinase. In turn, it is regulating the mechanism of this enzyme, right? It is regulating the particular enzyme to carry out the conversion from pyruvate to acetyl CoA. That is, by activating this PDH kinase, ATP, NADH, acetyl CoA is activating PDH kinase to convert it into active form of the phosphoenzyme PDH complex dephosphoenzyme active form to inactive form phosphoenzyme. So this ATP is undergoing the reaction ATP to ADP, that is phosphorylation reaction is happening mainly, and this NAD plus coenzyme A and pyruvate are going to act as a inhibitor molecule of this PDH kinase to avoid this conversion or undergoing phosphorylation from the dephosphoenzyme, that is active form, to the inactive form of this PDH, that is phosphoenzyme. Understanding? So these NAD plus coenzyme A, pyruvate are going to act as a inhibitor of PDH kinase, whereas ATP, NADH, acetyl CoA are going to stimulate or activate this PDH kinase to convert dephosphoenzyme, which is the active form, to phosphoenzyme, which is the inactive form. Here also in another way you can make out. So once it has been converted to phosphoenzyme, it has to be converted back to the dephosphoenzyme, that is the active form, by the PDH phosphatase activity. Here the activity of this PDH phosphatase activity can be activated by calcium ions and magnesium ions, and even insulin, which will be in the in the adipose tissue, this insulin is going to act. Insulin levels are going to stimulate this PDH phosphatase activity, thereby removing the inorganic phosphate group to form to get convert active form to the inactive form to the active form of this enzyme PDH complex, that is D-phosphoenzyme. Where the calcium ions also plays role in the muscle contraction. As I said you, the calcium ions which are going to be released during muscle contraction, it is going to stimulate this PDH by increasing phosphatase activity, so for the energy production. So this PDH kinase mainly what I explained just now, that is going to act as a stimulated by ATP, NADH and acetyl-CoA, inhibited by NAD plus coenzyme and pyruvate. So this is how which is going to happen. So coming for the biological importance, last slide, biological importance of this PDH. So lack of this DPP or the deficiency of this vitamin B1, which is inhibiting PDH activity, that is pyruvate dehydrogenase activity. So further, it results in the accumulation of the pyruvate molecule. So in thiamine deficient people and as well as alcoholics, pyruvate is rapidly converted to lactate. So it is not getting converted to acetyl-CoA. Further, if TPP is deficient, so it is pyruvate is getting converted to lactate, resulting in the lactic acidosis in case of alcoholic people and as well as thiamine deficient people. So in patients with this inherited deficiency of PDH, pyruvate dehydrogenase, lactic acidosis, which can be seen usually after glucose load is observed, right? Usually after the glucose load, we can see the immediate formation of the lactic acid from the pyruvate because of the deficiency of this thiamine pyrophosphate, that is TPP, which is a cofactor in the vitamin B1 deficiency, or the in alcoholic people also we can make out this particular disorder, converting pyruvate to lactic acid immediately. That is nothing but lactic acidosis, increase in the level of lactic acid production. Okay, thank you. Next class we will discuss complete regulation of this enzymes of TCA cycle.